Breaking now on 10 News this morning, 36 people are dead in two church bombings in Egypt on this Palm Sunday. Who's claiming responsibility?
San Diego sailors setting course for North Korea. The chilling video that is posing a threat.
Marines punished over the nude photo scandal. The response from the top brass. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Good morning. It is Sunday, April 9th. You're waking up to what's new. I'm Vanessa Van Hefty.
And I'm Robert Santos. Thanks for joining us here. Let's start with weather where you live. Get you ready for your Sunday. 10 News meteorologist Kristen Keogh is in the 10 News Pinpoint Weather Center. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, you guys. Sunday is looking pretty nice. The skies are clearing. The temps are warming. You can see just some high thin clouds on our sky cams. 10 News has you covered with those cameras from the coast to the desert. It's 56 at the coast right now, 45 inland, much cooler inland than it was yesterday. So keep that in mind as you get dressed this morning. We're going to see the mid 60s still in the 9 o'clock hour at the coast, but we're going to warm up nicely to 71 degrees today. The biggest thing you're going to notice with the weather today is that it's going to be windy yet again with 20-mile-per-hour gusts this afternoon for our coastal and inland communities, and then about 30-mile-per-hour gusts to the east. It's going to be a nice day inland as we heat up to 73 degrees. I am tracking a cold storm headed for California later this week. I'll let you know when our best chances for a little rain will arrive.
Breaking news now. ISIS has claimed responsibility for a series of church bombings in Egypt that have killed dozens of people today. 36 people are dead, almost 100 injured at two Coptic Christian churches during Palm Sunday services. An explosive was planted in one case under the seat in the main church hall. In Alexandria, a suicide bomber detonated an explosive. There are reports that the head of the church was inside when the blast happened. He, we can tell you this morning, was not injured. These are being called brazen strikes on one of the most important days of the Christian calendar. Meantime, the Pope is speaking out about these attacks this morning from the Vatican, saying to the Coptic Church and the whole beloved Egyptian nation, I express my deepest condolences. I pray for the dead and pray for the injured. God may convert the hearts of those who spread terror, violence, and death. And on to a developing story this morning. San Diego sailors setting a course toward the Korean Peninsula. A show of force in response to increasing nuclear danger. 10 News military reporter Hannah Mullins found a chilling video where North Korea appears to make a direct and deadly threat against the USS Carl Vinson.
It's a strategic shift of several thousand service members. Shortly before the power play, the strike group commander said this.
Our presence here is meant to be a reassurance.
The Carl Vinson strike group pulled out of port 3 months ago, and the world is watching their next moves.
For our allies, I hope they take great solace in that.
Like Singapore, where sailors pulled into port 4 days ago to feed the hungry and help the needy.
This deployment is different than most deployments I've been on.
It's a dynamic one as the U.S. faces more than one foe. Tension mounted as North Korea flexed its nuclear muscles by testing ballistic missiles, and the threat soared as it pulled the trigger, launching a Scud missile into the ocean. Instead of turning toward Australia, the Vinson took orders to head north. There's always a risk, but this video on a North Korean state-run website may be a message of murder. The description is disturbing. According to the Japan Times, it says a knife will be stabbed into the throat of the carrier, and the image is chilling as the carrier, which appears to be the Carl Vinson, erupts in a fireball. But the Navy is fighting fire with force.
We are going to come back to this area of the world, and we're not going to let it go. We believe in freedom of navigation, and we will defend those forever.
Hannah Mullins, 10 News.
And covering the strike on Syria, there have been reports of new strikes overnight against the same town that was hit by chemical weapons. The president of Syria saying the U.S. failed in its attacks. President Bashar al-Assad was able to launch new planes from the base that the U.S. struck. There was some criticism the U.S. strikes didn't destroy the base's runways, but President Trump defended the strike, tweeting this, that you don't hit runways because they are easy to fix. He also tweeted a congratulations to our great military men and women who executed the strike. The Trump administration now calling for Assad's removal. Ambassador Nikki Haley saying we'll do whatever it takes.
Regime change is something that we think is going to happen. He won't stop here. If he needs to do more, he will do more.
The Trump administration seems to be keeping their options open with the possibility of more airstrikes. The disappearance of a 15-year-old student and the former teacher accused of kidnapping her is taking on some new urgency this morning.
Yeah, it has been almost 4 weeks since they fled from their town in Tennessee. ABC's Eva Pilgrim explains how her family is now taking steps to make sure anyone who knows anything has to come clean.
The family of a missing Tennessee teenager is turning to the court in its fight for answers.
I would like to just urge Pat Cummins, I know you're keeping up with all this and you're filtering, you're not letting her see how much people out here love her. You're depriving her of that. It would make better sense for you to turn yourself in.
New court documents accuse 50-year-old Tad Cummins of using guilt and fear in his alleged scheme to kidnap his former student, 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas. The two disappearing weeks after another student reported seeing the two kiss. With few leads to their whereabouts, her family filing a petition in court against Cummins in hopes of questioning, under oath, anyone who may know what happened in the days and months leading up to their disappearance.
We definitely have concerns that there are people that have been told not to talk.
The filing detailing an investigation by her father's lawyer saying she was a conflicted teen who began feeling guilty for Cummins' suspension from school after that reported kiss, and asserting that Elizabeth became fearful of Cummins' reaction to his suspension and her belief that he would punish her in some way for it.
This is an authority figure who's 50 years old who took advantage of a 15-year-old girl, a freshman in high school. That's what this is. It's an abduction.
The two gone for 4 weeks now, the last sighting 2 days after they left. The pair caught on surveillance camera buying food at a Walmart in Oklahoma City, almost 700 miles away. Cummins' gray facial hair dyed brown, Elizabeth's hair darkened red.
Elizabeth, that man may be telling you that nobody's looking for you, or he may even be telling you that nobody wants you home. Don't listen to that. He's nothing but a liar. We all need you home.
New developments this morning, too. Camp Pendleton Marines have been demoted and about 24 other military members are also under investigation in the wake of that nude photo scandal. The Camp Pendleton Marines made derogatory comments on the social media page United States Grunt Corps. The two pleaded guilty instead of going to trial. In a statement to 10 News, Lieutenant Colonel Warren Cook said, in part, they do not tolerate personal attacks on their Marines online or elsewhere.
To a developing story where President Trump is moving forward with his immigration policy. Yesterday, he nominated a new leader to lead the country's immigration agency. The new administration creating some uncertainty for some San Diegans. 10 News reporter Jessica Chen talked to one woman who's worried she could be deported.
Janet Martinez says as a single mother of 3, it's tough.
Worried. I'm worried a lot. Mommy.
Mommy. She's an undocumented immigrant, and she says she's worried she'll be taken away from her kids.
They don't have anybody else right now.
Janet says she was raised in America, brought over to the U.S. when she was just 6 months old.
This is everything I know. I don't know nothing about Mexico. I was born there, but I was raised here.
With a lot of uncertainty now surrounding her immigration status, she says she wants answers. It's why she attended this information session in National City Saturday. They provided info for people unclear about their future.
Visa is permission for you to live and work in the United States for 4 years. It's not someone's fault if they're brought here as a young child, if they've acclimated to everything here in the United States.
Immigration attorney Laura Talamontes says people like Janet just want security.
They're coming here to make a better life for their family.
However, Robert Luton with the San Diegans for Secure Borders Coalition says the system needs to change.
You have to take rational steps that ultimately incentivize doing it the right way.
He says breaking the law isn't okay.
What we try to do is not cast any blame towards individuals, but look at the system in totality.
Janet says she just wants to find a decent job.
I work sometimes cleaning houses.
And to take care of her kids, especially with another one on the way.
I have to be strong for my kids and try to move forward.
Jessica Chen, 10 News.
Happening today, thousands of San Diegans will participate here at the UC San Diego Triton 5K. This takes place all throughout campus and it's been going on for 21 years. The annual event has raised more than $3.5 million in scholarships that benefits more than 1,000 students. The race will start at 9 o'clock this morning.
And also happening today, San Diego's largest health and fitness expo is back at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. There are free workshops, workout classes, and even some cooking demonstrations. 10 News reporter Gracia Aguilar is live there this morning, been showing us some really cool stuff all day long. Good morning, Gracia.
Yeah, good morning, Vanessa. There's going to be about 200 exhibits here. We're a little bit early. Doors don't open until 10 o'clock, but we've got a really cool exhibit booth right now. This is a really nice fitness line. It's called Revolution. It's based out of Los Angeles, but there's a twist to this. And to tell us a little bit about this is both owners. Can you get your name, please?
Hi, yeah, my name's Jason Leon.
And I'm Steve Dobbins.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your line here.
Yeah, so we have a fitness apparel line, and our mission is that fitness is about becoming our best selves. How are we helping others do the same? So what we do is each piece that we design, we partner with a nonprofit. So each piece provides meals to homeless youth, school supplies to kids in need, and one of the organizations that we support right here in San Diego is the 8 West Foundation.
So part of the proceeds go towards the 8 West Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so 8 West focuses on homeless youth in San Diego by meeting their immediate needs, but also providing job skills training to help them become sustainable, thriving members of society. So for instance, one of our leggings right here, the Vava legging, provides 3 warm meals. I'll show you the tag. 3 warm meals to homeless youth. And then on the back of the tag, it shows you a little bit about the 8 West Foundation so the customer can learn a little bit more about the organization they're supporting.
Perfect. And this is all really good quality stuff. It's made right here in the U.S. And it's helping out local youth. So if you come down to the Del Mar Fairgrounds inside the expo hall, doors open at 10 o'clock, and you can check out these pieces for yourself. Reporting live in Del Mar, Gracia Aguilar, 10 News.
Weather Rate certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint.
All right, I know that, a portion of that, a big part of it is indoors, but a lot of people going out, going to be outdoors like the run we were talking about. It seems like a really nice day for it.
Yeah, the sun is coming out. In fact, let's take a live look outside in Del Mar. Since Gracia was inside, we'll give you a look. And I want to point out that surf is up. We're seeing 3 to 8 foot waves out there. Please keep that in mind if you are headed to the beach today. If you're not a great surfer or swimmer, it may be a good day to just dip your toes in. Taking a look in Mount Laguna, we can see that it's pretty nice out there. Just some high, thin clouds, increasing sunshine on the way. It's going to be a couple degrees warmer than it was yesterday today, but still very windy. Overall, we're going to see a mild start to the week, and we will have rain chances back in the forecast for you on Thursday. Right now, it's 56 in San Diego, 49 in Escondido, 45 in Ramona. We're finally out of the 30s there, 50 up in Oceanside. So low pressure pushing off to the east, high pressure building over the Pacific, warming us up, and the difference between these two areas of pressure is causing it to be so windy. So I want to show you on Futurecast that wind is really going to get going out of the west between 1 and 3 p.m. That time we're going to see about 10 to 14 mile per hour winds at the coast with up to 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts for our coastal and inland communities this afternoon, and 30 mile per hour gusts possible for our mountains and our deserts, but no advisories in place at this time. At the coast, 71 is the high, but keep in mind that sea breeze will cool you off this afternoon and evening. 72 tomorrow for you. We'll be back in the 60s Wednesday and all the way through the end of the week. We will have a cold storm coming into California, but as far as precipitation, our best chance will be Thursday, and we may just get a couple drops out of an enhanced marine layer. The bulk of the storm will stay to our north. Inland today, calling it 73 for you. A little warmer tomorrow at 75, and we'll keep it in the 70s all week long, but it gets cooler on Friday in the low 70s as that cold storm comes through. We're going to see 59 in the mountains today, but we're back into the 60s tomorrow, and for the deserts, 80 today, and again, very windy out there, so keep that in mind if you are driving. If you're headed to the beach today, I will have your full beach forecast with water temperatures and wave heights coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, nice looking week ahead.
Yeah. All right, another bomb scare overseas. The country on edge after finding an explosive at a busy subway station.
There is no treatment for the devastating Ebola virus, but San Diego researchers are trying to find one. The unusual tactic they're using that they hope will save lives one day.
And a local mother mysteriously disappears. Now her community coming together to try to find her. You can get breaking news as it happens anytime by following us on Twitter at 10 News.
10 News this morning, connecting you to the news your family needs to start the day.